Namaste, everyone. It's, uh, it's a grand moment for me to see so many of you after many years. Of course, I do often see some of you at Kanha, but seeing you here is also a bit different. I find during the meditation that you guys are not lazy. You are really working towards your own evolution. That makes me really happy. And of course, the sitting itself shows the results. One evening I was spending time with Babuji in his house. He was not doing anything and I had nothing to do there too except be with him and enjoy every moment of his being with him. See. But what to speak? He was quiet, I was quiet. Just to disturb that silence, I picked up the paperweight that was on his table. That was a ship on his papers. बाबूजी ये तो जहाज है, हाँ ये जहाज है. That was our discussion. See, then I say इसके दरवाजे भी हैं, हाँ दरवाजे भी हैं. Then I turned around and asked the question कि क्या इस दुनिया के भी brighter world में भी दरवाजे हैं? Prompt came the answer. He said, आप वहाँ आ जाइए, I'll open the door for you. And I wanted to ask questions further, but courtesy demanded not to cross him, because in one of his books, in Voice Real, and also in My Master, Chariji quotes Babuji that in his spiritual world there are no doors. So how come Babuji is saying, knock the door and I'll open it? In fact, there are no walls also to that kingdom. So if there are no walls and no doors, how will you find the house? Where is the address? And to make it more complicated, Babuji sends a message from the brighter world. He says the key to the secret garden is hidden, and this secret garden is inaccessible. What to make of it, say? The key is hidden in a secret garden that is not easily accessible. To top it all, Babuji says, loot me. It's like the open bank and you pick up as much as cash you want, see. But how are we going to pick up this spiritual wealth from a person who says, loot me, rob me, take whatever you want? These are all paradoxical and contradictory things. Easily available, but nobody to take it. Vajigi just making waves with such stories? Not really. As an Abhyasi of Sahasmarg for many years, I have witnessed that the spiritual conditions are very easily gifted by the masters. Very easy. I would say it's like breathing. You don't have to make effort, it just happens. Don't interfere. Problem is holding on to that condition and take it further. Because the spiritual conditions are like seeds, as I was mentioning during the Bandara. If the seeds are not looked after in a farm, they wither away unsprouted. Even if they grow, if the right environment is not provided, then too they will not flower, they will not mature into fruits. Our spiritual condition, though easily available from the great masters, the next step is missing for almost all of us, and which is the biggest tragedy. If we can learn how to go to the next step, holding on, let's start with holding on to condition. Try all that you want, go into a silent zone and try to hold on to it, however artificially, and see what efforts it requires. Or no efforts are required if you love that condition. If you fall in love with such spiritual states, then you will not require any effort. It will just glue on to you. Like constant remembrance, Babuji says it's very easy. But easy for whom? He says, glide on the waves of this constant remembrance. Instead of you carrying this state of remembrance, let the remembrance carry you. Most of us try to remember, and that becomes a burden. Allow the remembrance to carry you further. Allow the condition be imbibed in you because you are in love with that state. But to do wrong things, to do unwanted things, when we rub off that spiritual state, let me do this wrong thing, you just keep quiet for some time. We say, Babuji, piche hato. Then there are problems. The gift will wither away just like that. Our old baggage continues with us. And we teach wrong things to our children, which I notice in every center. Mothers and fathers, they make their children scream and shout, Daaji ko pranam karo. Instead, why don't you stand silently, observe, try to feel, tell your children, try to feel what happens inside you, rather than shouting and screaming and giving the flowers to gift. This is wrong training. Even adults, they scream. Even old ladies, they can't even walk and they try to fall at my feet. They are like my mothers. So this old baggage is very heavy. And with such old baggage, which is like a stone, how can the seed under that stone get a chance to sprout? It will die. It will not even get an opportunity of sprouting, let alone become a giant tree. Our old habits are very dangerous. Old baggage. You know the Newton's law. Things in motion remains in motion until force is applied. And the law of inertia, things at rest will remain at rest. All habits die hard. They remain with us in a state of inertia. They're difficult in a way that they don't allow any new thing to develop within us. Even though the new spiritual condition is so fragrant, so beautiful, but these habits they die hard. The existing habits are like weeds. They don't allow the new sprout to grow. So we have to consciously get rid of it or ignore the old and allow the new to sprout and grow there. It is what is required is our attention to the state we are. We don't know how to loot the master. So he keeps giving. And that also we cannot keep. We are happy with simple, it's like an elephant. You sprinkle water on an elephant, they become quiet. Temporarily also with that, we have that similar impact, cooling effect of water, cooling effect of transmission, cooling effect of new spiritual state. But what next? We have to become the condition. And when we become that condition will carry us until the new condition takes over. This is in brief the journey of a real Sahaj Marga Abhyasi. Please think over it, meditate over it, and hopefully, I don't know if we'll have a second satsang or not, but surely tomorrow morning we'll have satsang at Param Dham. Thank you.